miss. Go too crazy, need a straight jacket, I never miss. We go way back, I'm in the Maybach with her, that's how I get. She know I ain't tryna fall in love, that's my little shit. She yours any other day, but tonight, she my little bitch. K47-223, bitch, I'm automatic. Shot it, got oh, young tatted. She a fanatic. Pull up in that BG Cadillac, she thought it was her granddad. Niggas ain't having no motion. I get at it. 308 tapping. If you're scared, go to church, niggas see the pastor. I'm the type that shake your hand and fuck your whole app. He a swag still, I got moves like Jabby. Tryna took her clothes off, we got all flips. On my house got load, I see CD clips on it. Put that hoe in JPG, she ain't all mish. She asked me which one look better and I bought her all six.
Coming next on Pop Sound, starting with this step.
They sent to my house, ain't gotta go to the mall. That can't know your hoe, I could've went pro in basketball. I'm a shark in a fish tank, yeah, I'm Jaws. They going back clip until I get underneath your draw.
I bet. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Check, check, check. Make sure my mic is on. It's a little loud. Move that out the way. All right. Let me see. Let me pull up a project here. Yo, so I'm going to just run through a couple of AI tools because everyone seems to have an opinion on it. Everyone seems to either hate it or they love it. They think it's saving time. You know, in my opinion, I think the AI tools are pretty useful. I think that, you know, you need to adapt. The game is always going to be changing. The game's always going to be changing. So why not? Hold on. Let me start recording this. Move the screen. All right, so I'm gonna pull up a project here. I'm gonna probably just edit like a little like podcast clip. Let me see. Let me pick one. Yeah, so like everyone has an opinion on this AI stuff. You know, I posted a tool that made it quick to use B-roll, and then I posted a tool that made where you can make B-roll with the AI. And then there was also another tool I posted where it like chops up the podcast for you, which some people are like, oh, you're lazy for that, whatever. Bro, I don't think it's being lazy. If you want to sit there for hours on end chopping up the podcast, and like for me personally, I work I have a couple of clients that I do podcasts with. So it's like, I'm not going to sit here hours every single week trying to chop it up and be all artsy about it. It's like, these clients want their podcast. They want it quick. They want their clips turned around quick so they can post it. So I'm going to use the most efficient tool to do that with. But whatever. So I'm going to show you another way that we can use AI in the workflow when creating podcast clips. So here's a full podcast right here. This is actually the same one that I used that tool for, the Autopod tool for. Let me just pull up chat here. Oh shit, I'm not even. Let me pull the stream on YouTube. Okay, all right, cool. All right, so first things first, I just got to find a clip that I want to use from this podcast. So I'm going to just scrub through it a little bit, see what they got.
Supplementing to fix our food problem.
Yeah, I mean, I think you have to evaluate it based on, are those leading indicators of the outcome that we want to see happen? So let's just say...
I have some notes from when I filmed it.
We'll take 7-day block, whatever.
Yeah, 7 days.
The 3,000 calorie thing, you undereat it, and then day 7 you blow it out with 3,000 extra. So you eat 6,000. What does that do to your week availability of calories? And from your comment, I'll add a little something at the end.
Yeah, also, I mean, I might as well show you how I go about these podcast clips. This is like the quickest way to do it.
Well, I like the idea of looking at things in week. You know, that's what we do. That's what we practice. That's what our system's about. Because your metabolic system is very complex. Like, it's not linear. It's not a number. You can eat. There's going to be some measurement issues, precision, accuracy of how much food, how you're tracking it. All these things matter. So if we could kind of ballpark it over a week or 2 weeks or whatever time frame, not a day, but let's just say 7 days, we have a pretty good understanding of how much food you're taking in based on your general level of activity, your exercise, the type of exercise, your sleep, your hydration status, all these other features that do lend itself to figuring out how many calories you need or need for certain outcomes. So if you have, let's just say, 2,000 calories to eat every day as baseline, meaning 14,000 calories a week is what you're allotted. That's your budget, 14,000 calories. And you eat 1,000 calories a day for 6 days, so that's 6,000 calories, and then eat 8,000 calories on Sunday, you're at baseline. Now, depending on when you look at your data, like when you weigh in, you will see probably a negative trended weight for 6 days, and then an enormous spike. But if you average all those out, it probably is exactly if you eat the same thing every day. Minus, plus or minus, like the lack of your body getting rid of water, because there's also a food quality and food quantity discussion that needs to be had too. So if you're eating like chicken and broccoli for 6 days and then you eat pizza and wings, your body's gonna be like, well, what the fuck, right? And it's gonna take a little longer to because of sodium and all these other compounds, whatever. But for the most part, that's how your body works. It's no different than
up and down, up and down. People panic. Averages usually. Now that we know metabolism's changed drastically, in the matter of that week, there's a lot of things that could change. So that question has to be done in a vacuum. And then in a vacuum, 100%. That question to
all energy through the sense of what metabolism is.
Baseline is better, and it holds true to the caloric intake too.
And the funny thing about it, I think a lot of people consider metabolism is literally it's tied to either my food or exercise, and that's usually the general consensus of what the metabolism is. But I don't know anyone who knows how much energy, meaning how many calories their heart uses a day.
Yeah.
Right? Like your metabolism is all energy through in a day.
The training ended up being a 50-50 male female split. So what was the right approach? And my approach, I'm about 50-50, right? Maybe 60-40 guy women, but how do the women then believe that we really are fighting? I promise you. Like, my whole goal is to get metabolic
research differently, and they should actually be willing to talk about best practices.
I'm just trying to find a good clip to use. I want to go through something that I could make some good B-roll with.
As it pertains to their client.
Right.
It's also a matter of territorialism where they have to say, just like we talked about before, when do you know how to refer?
Right.
And if it is out of their, I don't know, job description or practice scope, then they should be very willing to talk to someone who can do that.
If it's helping you, embrace it. Like, why do these OBs not want to come here and be like, hey man, this is awesome. We're tag teaming these clients. They're feeling better. I got the hospital shit. I'll go deliver my babies. Thanks for helping out in the back of me. Why would you not do that? But it is what it is. So let's get to some never have I ever. What do you think, Marcus?
All right, you know what? I'm not even gonna clip it. I'm gonna just show you guys how to make. I showed you guys before how to make B-roll with using ChatGPT and Runway. So I'm gonna show you how you can actually take the people. Like, I'm gonna show you how you can take the people who are in your video and actually make B-roll with their faces, and you can make like consistent characters, I guess you would call them, but consistent people using AI. It's pretty dope. Yeah, okay, yeah, everyone like who hates AI, you could go and film this stuff, but that's gonna cost way more money, take way more time, especially if you're working with people who are like business owners who have busy schedules. They're not gonna go take out hours of their day just so you can get a B-roll clip of them doing whatever it is. So this is how you can do it quick. And yeah, so we're gonna go through here.
I think both of these causes are worth the same value in market share.
Let's find a clip where you can see their face.
But let's just say.
All right, so like this shot is a little out of focus. It's fine. It'll work. Browse. So All I'm gonna do is just take a screenshot of him here. Just save it to somewhere where you're gonna know where it is. In my case, let me find. All right, cool. Boom. And I've done this before with this same podcast. I do this all the time with like B-roll. You're gonna go on Runway. So let's pull up Runway here. Yo, Runway is honestly the best. Like, they have a free plan, I think. They do. They do actually, yeah. Free plan definitely worth it. The paid plan is definitely worth it as well. You could do so much stuff with it. Where's my? I know I bookmarked it. Boom. All right, pull it up over here. All right, so we're gonna go to generate an image. Boom. Let me make sure I could see this. All right, so we got Runway pulled up here. We went to generate image. You could do this in the free plan. I'm pretty sure you could do this with the free plan. So we took that screenshot from our video. We're gonna drag it in here as an image reference, right? Let that load in. Just give it a second. But say, for example, this podcast is about health and fitness. So we'll say, create image of Marco. That's the guy in the image. Create image of Marco lifting a heavy barbell and struggling. In a gym setting, 4K, realistic, photorealistic, and then waiting for that image to load. Internet's kind of slow. All right, so go here actually, because you could just drag it into here, but I'm gonna do it as a reference. So upload it, boom. You just gotta find the image. Let me pull up the image. All right, so right here, pull it up. There, that goes in there. This is for like a social media clip, so 9:16 for me. You could choose any ratio. I'm not sure if you could do this in the free plan, but like I said, the pay plan is definitely worth it. All right, here's our prompt. Create image of Marco lifting heavy barbell and struggling in a gym setting, 4K, photorealistic. This should give us something pretty good. We're gonna name this. We're gonna name this to Marco, so it knows that this image is Marco when we're referencing it. Because if you just put the name, it's not gonna. I don't think it'll pick up on who it is. So let's see how this comes out. We'll just hit generate here. It's gonna generate 4 of them because that's how I have the settings. And once we get this generated image, you could do a lot with it. You could turn it into a video. You could generate some other ones. You could use these generated images as references for more, so it has more info to work off of. So, I mean, it's a really useful tool, especially when it comes to doing like this short form type of content. That's what I use it for a lot. I don't know if it's necessarily at the point where you could be using this for like short films or anything. But I mean, look at this, dude. Like, look how consistent this is. It's got his face. Okay, it maybe looks off a little bit. It's not 100%. I mean, like, dude, like this is not how somebody would be exercising. But I mean, this is great. This is great stuff. Like, already off of this could be very useful. This could be very useful. The hands are a little bit messed up, you see here, but I mean, look, let's take this one. We'll download this one. And now let's turn it into a video. We'll do that. Go to generate video. I think that's probably saved in my downloads somewhere. Yep, I got it right here. All right, so we're just gonna drag this in here, and I'm just put that same prompt: create an image of Marco lifting a heavy barbell. Change this to video or lifting a heavy barbell and struggling in a gym setting. I'm gonna put image of man because this one isn't labeled. I don't think I have it labeled as a reference, but again, we're gonna do 9x16. Let's just see how it comes out. This is like, you could go way more in depth with this. You could put way more information, way more detail, but you see me, I'm doing this very quickly and like it's already giving pretty good results. So let's see how this comes out. All right, it's almost done here. I mean, look at this. Like, it's kind of funny. You know, he's moving a little weird, but like I said, for short form content, dude, like this is great. It's a game changer, especially like being able to use the actual person from it. Like, you're not just using like a random whatever stock footage. Like, drag that in there. You're not just using some random stock footage. It's just way, like, it's way better. And we'll take a look at this. Like, look at this. That's dope. That's dope. That's going to be cool in like a short form video, especially like for fans of your client, or for if you're making this content for yourself. Like, people are going to like this stuff. Like, they're like, you actually get to add them into it. It gives it more of like a personal feel. What do you guys think? Do you think using these AI tools, a lot of people are saying, oh, this is lazy. I don't think so. I think it's just adapting. It's that would be like the equivalent to saying, like, back in the day, oh, if you're shooting on digital, that's being lazy. You should develop your own film. You should shoot on 8mm film and only develop film. That, to me, that's like the same thing. AI is a new tool. It's going to be used a lot. It's already being used a lot in tons of content. I'm sure it's going to be used in films and stuff like that as well. I don't think it's a bad thing. You know, I don't think it's a bad thing. Of course, there's going to be times where you're being lazy. Like, of course, there's going to be people who are being lazy about it and, you know, not putting in effort. And of course, like what I just did here, that was like, took me like 2 seconds. I wasn't like going super into detail. Obviously, I can go way more in depth and, you know, give more information to it and make it better. But I was just showing you guys how to do it very quickly. But I don't think it's being lazy. I think it's just using the tools that are available to you, adapting to the game. You know, what would be the point of me going out here and doing like a 2-hour shoot, taking this time from one of my clients when I could just do this here? That doesn't make any sense. I think this is very useful, in my opinion. So, I mean, that's how you could do it pretty easily. But, yeah, there's plenty of good, like, AI tools that you could use doing this type of stuff. Like, there's so much. Like, Runway, in my opinion, Runway is, like, one of the best right now. You could generate so much stuff doing this. Like, I think the fact that you can generate, like, consistent characters, that's the best thing, especially right now for, like, short form. It connects you with the audience way more. The clients seem to love it. I don't know. You tell me. What do you guys think? Let me see if I have another tool I could show you guys. I think there definitely is, like, people make an argument for like it being lazy using the AI tools. Like, for sure, there's gonna be people who are lazy with it. But I mean, like, there's people who are lazy not using AI tools, using just like just working on projects in general. There's people who are lazy doing that type of stuff, like even like just lazy videographers who are they're still shooting stuff in real life. They don't have access to the AI tools. There's going to be lazy people in every single market. Okay, cool. That they're not going to win. But there's also going to be people who take advantage of the tools that are at hand. So why wouldn't you take advantage of something that's going to make your workflow more efficient? I don't get it. I don't know, man. I think they're pretty useful, in my opinion. Runway right now to me is the best. I use it all the time for short form content. Even though like I don't edit all of my videos, I have a lot of editors that I use. But when I'm first editing clients' content, like when I first take on a client, I usually edit the first couple videos. So if I hand it off to an editor, they'll understand how it should be edited. But also being able to, like, if you do run a content agency, being able to give these tools to your editors is going to make like the workflow way more efficient. Your clients are going to get their videos faster. Like, it's a win for everyone. It's a win for everyone, honestly. You get more you get more output. Sure, like it's just I just don't get people who don't want to adapt. I really don't. But let me see if I got another tool I could show you guys. We did Runway. I mean, Runway has generative audio too, which I've messed around with a little bit. You can hear the voices here.
Hey there, Maggie here.
Okay, I'm ready to head off on an...
Hi there,
We can't change the...
Like, they're all right. I would say, in my opinion, the best for audio, for like audio generation, I'm gonna pull it up right here, is 11 Labs. Let me move it over a little bit. I've used it before. I don't, I like canceled my account. I was paying for it, but I don't generate enough audio for it to really be super useful to me. So I pay for it when I need it. Like I've done like voiceovers with the Runway. I've done voiceovers and I've put them on videos before. It's pretty cool. It's pretty cool. It really depends on the content you're working on, but I don't really work on a lot of content where I need like AI voiceovers for stuff, but I know some people do. Especially if you're doing like faceless content on YouTube. I know there's a lot of faceless creators. They don't want to get on camera and they don't want to speak or anything. Like you could run a full faceless YouTube channel using just AI. You generate the prompts with ChatGPT. You generate the B-roll with you could use ChatGPT or you could use Runway. Then you generate the voiceovers. You could use Runway, you could use 11 Labs, any of those tools, and that's a full faceless YouTube channel you got right there. It's pretty game changing, but it also like it kind of brings down the value of like that type of creator because the access is so like anyone can do it. So the entry, like the barrier to entry is super low. So once it becomes like so low that anyone can do it, like people value it less. So like the value of like a faceless creator, maybe like back in the day, I remember there were some faceless creators back in the day who would they would have like little drawn up animation. There would be channels where like they would just do voiceovers and there would be like drawn little images or like stop motion. The value of that type of creator probably has reduced just because the barrier to entry to be that type of creator is so low now. Like it's so easy for people. You have to be like really good at it to stand out probably. That in my opinion. I don't really know much about like I haven't created a faceless channel or anything, but if I had to guess, that's what I would say. But yeah, super useful tool. I would say tap into this if you haven't. Runway AI.